In this tutorial, we're going to take a moment and learn how to set up in-application quizzing inside of Panopto. There's a couple of ways that we can set this up, but the simplest way is to find the video and then select Edit. You'll see that this goes ahead and opens up our editor. I'd like to show you real quick a different way to do this as well. The alternative way to do this would be to actually open the video itself. And then once the video player loads up, you can come into the upper right-hand corner near where it says Sign Out, and we're going to select the pencil tool, which also allows us to access the editor. Either one of these will work for us. Once we're inside Panopto and we're in edit mode, we're going to notice that there's a couple of places that we can add a quiz. It doesn't really matter which one you access. They both work the same. So let me show you how we can do this. One option is to come into the contents area. And if we navigate below contents, we'll see that there's a tab here that's called quizzes. I'm going to start by selecting the quizzes tab. When I select quizzes, you'll notice that this directs me to a place with a little plus sign and it says add a quiz. At this point, what I can do is select add a quiz and it'll allow me to rename this. Now there is one thing that I want to make mention of right now, and that's that quizzes inside Panopto don't actually export to the grade center or anything like that. So if you're looking to use this tool to automatically do grading for you, this tool is not going to do that. What I really encourage people to do is to set this up as a fact check or a knowledge check. And instead of calling these quizzes, I like to rename them so they feel less intimidating. I'm going to go ahead and just rename one of these here in a little bit. But before we do that, let me go ahead and delete this. And let's look at a different way to set this up. Instead of setting it up that way, the alternative way to do this is to go into our Contents tab. And what we'll do is in our timeline, I'll go ahead and I'll navigate my red bar to a place where I'd like to add a quiz. Doesn't really matter where that is. Let's say we want one at 30 seconds. So I've lined up 30 seconds in my player at this point. Now that I'm in the Contents tab, at the bottom here, you'll notice that we have these extra buttons that we haven't looked at. We have the Add a Table of Contents, and we've looked at that. But you will also notice that there is a clipboard with a check mark in it. And this also allows us to add a quiz. One of the things I like to do and why I like to use this is because you'll see that I quickly see where it populates into my timeline. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to rename this quiz. Because remember, I said I really don't like the idea of calling this quiz. I'm going to call this Knowledge Check. I think this is less intimidating personally for students. So we'll go ahead and we'll select that. And you'll notice now that this changes the title to Knowledge Check up here at the top. Let's go ahead and let's do an example together. First thing we're going to do is we're going to add a question. So right below question, we'll just select. And we can say, what is the password? And then we have several different types of choices that we can use here. I'll navigate over to the right-hand side, and you can see that I can set this up with either true-false questions, multiple choice questions, multiple select questions, or fill in the blank. I'll go ahead and I'll leave this for this example set up as multiple choice. And then I'm going to type in answer 1. Answer 1 could be password is let me in, and answer 2 could be keep me out. It really doesn't matter. What does matter here is that when we select or add answers, that we select the bubble next to the correct answer. So if I wanted the answer for the password to be keep me out, I would select the bubble that's on the bottom for keep me out. If I wanted it to be let me in, I would select the button at the top. Obviously, to add additional answers, I can also come down to the bottom and select add an answer. If I want to delete an answer, I'll navigate to the right-hand side where there's the little X, and I can always remove an answer. The other thing that we want to look at is correct answer explanation is optional. So what we'll do here is just type something in here. Obviously, no, let's say, yes, let me in is correct. Obviously, you would want to give more information than that, but this will be saved with the answer. And we're going to look at how this works here in a minute. If I want to add additional questions, I'll navigate over to where it says add a question. And this will advance me after the first question directly into the second question. Do keep in mind that all of these questions right now are happening around the 30-second marker. If I want to stop the video at multiple times, for instance, I would then have to go in and I would have to add an additional quiz, let's say at maybe 1 minute for a knowledge check. Once I'm done with this, I'll go ahead and I'll select Done. Let's go ahead and do that. And now we can see that here is our quiz position. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make a slight change to this so that it is at exactly 30 seconds. And now you'll notice that the time here has set to exactly 30 seconds. When we go ahead and select Done again, we have some options for our quiz. Option 1 is allow viewers to retake this quiz. Again, if this is just a knowledge check, why wouldn't you let them retake this? I would think about that. You have the show grade after taking this quiz. I think that's a good thing to have. Allow review of correct answer and explanation. I think that should probably be on as well. And then it says block advancing in the video until answering this question. I absolutely like having this on because it makes sure that the students aren't just skipping to the end of the recording. They actually have to participate in some capacity with this question. So I really think that these 4 defaults should probably be always on and you should stick with them. Once I've done this, I'm ready to confirm my quiz by coming over and selecting Finish. We'll go ahead and finish. And now what I'm going to do is first I'm going to select Apply to save the changes. And let's watch what happens here. Now I've been taken out of the Panopto editor momentarily here. And I know this because I can see that I'm in a different screen. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move my timeline up to about 25 seconds. And watch what happens when we hit the 30-second mark here. We know that we should be redirected to the knowledge check. Let's see if that works. I'll select play. 27, 8, 9, 30. Okay. And you'll notice that it automatically advances me to this knowledge check that I've set up. What is the password? I'm going to go ahead and select let me in because we know that that's what we set it to. And then when I'm ready to confirm my answer as a student, I would select Finish. It tells me that my answer is correct, 1 out of 1. And now it asks me, what would I like to do? Do I want to retake this knowledge check? Do I want to review? Or do I want to continue? If I select Review in here, I'll see my explanation is added at the bottom. Go ahead and select Finish. And then when I select Continue, the video picks up right where I left off. So you can kind of see how that works. That's essentially what you need to know to work with Panopto and in-application quizzing. I really do encourage you, like I said, to not think of this as a graded quiz so much, but as an opportunity to remind and direct your students at key knowledge checkpoints. And I would encourage you to put these in at several times throughout your video. So for instance, if I had a 5 to 7 minute video, which we know is about the maximum length of the attention span before we lose viewers, I might put in a knowledge check at 2.5 minutes. I might put one more in at 5 minutes, and then maybe we put one at the very end. So just something that you should think about. And this is a way to really try and use the video player as an engaging tool as well. I hope that you found this tutorial useful. For more information, please visit us at the Faculty Center for the Advancement of Teaching and Learning.